the lesson learned. For the next month, life in Maji was turned upside down. The transformed hunters lived in a special pen at the edge of the village. Their families brought them leaves and berries to eat, while the rest of the village worked extra hard to make up for the missing hunters. Kofi, still a magnificent buck with golden horns, struggled the most. He wasn't used to being helpless. One day, frustrated, he tried to knock down the pen's fence with his antlers. Amma saw this and shook her head. "Kofi, Kofi," she said gently, "even as a deer, you're still so stubborn. The spirit wants you to learn patience and humility." Kofi snorted and pawed the ground, but he knew Amma was right. As days passed, strange things began to happen in the village. Crops grew faster than ever before. Fish jumped into nets by themselves. It seemed the forest was helping Maji while its hunters were transformed. One night, under the full moon, Amma had a dream. Mama Moesha appeared to her, saying, "The final test is coming. The hunters must face their greatest fear to break the spell." The next morning, Amma told Chief Kweku about her dream. Just then, they heard shouts from the forest edge. A group of hunters from another village had arrived, looking for game. "Oh no," Amma gasped. "They'll try to hunt our transformed hunters." Chief Kweku thought quickly. "We must lead the deer men into the forest. It's the only way they'll be safe." And so, the people of Maji guided their transformed hunters deep into the woods. As they entered the forest, the air shimmered, and they found themselves in a magical glade they'd never seen before. In the center stood the forest spirit, majestic and powerful. "The time has come," the spirit said. "You have lived as deer, felt their fears, known their joys, but have you truly learned?" Just then, they heard the foreign hunters approaching. The transformed hunters huddled together, trembling. The spirit looked at Kofi. "You led them into this danger. Now you must lead them out. But remember, violence is not the answer." Kofi's deer mind raced. How could he save everyone without fighting? Then he had an idea. Using his new deer skills, Kofi led his friends in a complex dance through the forest. They leaped over fallen logs, darted between trees, and splashed through streams. The foreign hunters, amazed by this display, stopped trying to catch them and simply watched in wonder. Finally, Kofi led everyone back to the magical glade. The foreign hunters arrived just in time to see the forest spirit. "Behold," the spirit said, its voice like rolling thunder. "These creatures you hunt are more than they seem. All life in the forest is connected. To harm one is to harm all." As the spirit spoke, magic swirled around the transformed hunters. Slowly, they changed back into men. The foreign hunters gasped in amazement. Kofi stepped forward, no longer a deer but forever changed. "We were wrong to disrespect the forest," he said. "We've learned that true strength comes from living in harmony with nature, not conquering it." The foreign hunters nodded, understanding dawning in their eyes. They lowered their weapons. The forest spirit smiled. "You have learned your lesson well. Go in peace, and remember what the forest has taught you." With a gust of wind, the spirit vanished. The glade shimmered and faded, leaving them all back at the edge of the village. That night, Maji held a great celebration. But it wasn't just for the return of their hunters. It was a celebration of their new understanding and respect for the forest. As everyone danced and sang, Amma noticed something. In the shadows beyond the firelight, a beautiful deer with golden horns watched. It nodded once, then melted back into the forest. From that day on, Maji prospered like never before. The hunters became protectors of the forest, teaching others to respect nature's balance. And sometimes, on quiet nights, people would see a golden-horned deer watching over the village, a reminder of the magic that lives in the heart of the forest. As for Kofi, he became a changed man. He still loved to hunt, but now he did it with reverence and took only what was needed. He often told the story of their adventure to the village children, ending with these words, "Remember, little ones, the greatest magic isn't in golden horns or spells. It's in the wisdom of nature and the strength of a community that respects all life." And so, the village of Maji lived happily, in harmony with the forest, never forgetting the lesson of the forbidden hunt. The end.